Here are some of the issues people with BPD face. Having intense and unstable relationships repeatedly, which can involve idealizing people, then intensely disliking them.
Jamari Spencer is an artist from Florida, most prominently known as Bleood, spelled B-L-E-O-O-D. Bleood is one of the most promising figures in the underground right now. He originally began making music in the early 2020s under the name Mari, dropping songs on SoundCloud. Most of these early tracks are lost to time, with only scattered archives floating around online, mainly on Reddit. These early songs were heavily auto-tuned paired with distorted beats, and honestly they weren't the best. You can clearly hear someone trying to find their sound and still experimenting, figuring out who they wanted to be as an artist. I wish I had more to show you from this era, but there's really not much publicly available until you later join a collective called 1C. 1C is an underground rap collective led by Xavier So Based, and it includes artists like Fresh Boy Swag, Covzy, and Bleood, who at the time was going by the name Defacile. Joining 1C turned out to be a huge move for him. He began gaining real traction with the track Enamored with Dread. This song was insane. His flow was sharp, the beat was strong. For the first time it felt like everything clicked. You can hear his confidence growing, and that momentum pushed him to start dropping more singles. Eventually, 1C hosted a concert in New York, where Bleood performed around 7 songs and ended up being a major part of the show. Around this time, he continued to release new music, and hinted at a larger project, and officially changed his name again, this time settling on Bleood. Soon after, he dropped his album, Pain. While not perfect, it showed clear improvement, and it's clear that he's now dedicated to being an artist. Then, he dropped the single, Alucard. This song went viral across every major platform, and it felt like his breakout moment. But unfortunately, this momentum would come to a stop when a Twitter account called Exposing Bleood appeared and began posting a series of allegations against him. Before continuing, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, these allegations were later proven to be false. Second, I'm not a drama channel, and I don't condone harassing or contacting anyone involved in this situation. The account accused Bleood of 2 main things: being a Nazi and behaving inappropriately toward women. When these accusations surfaced, the internet immediately turned on him, and he was quickly removed from 1C, and both Bleood and Fresh Boy Swag were assaulted at their home. Bleood and his producers were jumped and even swatted. Overnight, he went from a rising underground artist to being labeled as a degenerate rapper. Things got even worse when a YouTube video came out and essentially treated every allegation as fact, even going as far as to call him Diddy in the thumbnail. At that point, the damage was already done. Eventually, Bleood released his own YouTube video addressing and disproving the claims. According to him, the entire situation was an elaborate attempt by an ex to ruin his reputation. The video contained a call between Bleood and his ex, and essentially she admitted to lying about the whole thing and said that she wanted to go out with a bang. The worst part about situations like this is that on the internet, allegations always travel further than the truth, and even after everything was disproven, many people still choose to believe it. But somehow, Bleood didn't fold. Instead, he came back with one of his best songs yet, Cannibal, which directly samples audio from that call. The track feels raw, confrontational, and unapologetic, like he's staring the situation dead in the face instead of running from it. He followed the song up with another one called Trimothy Turner. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Which included a mysterious message that said, Rascal 51 soon. And then, Bleood fully bounced back. He dropped his first studio album, Rascal 51, which is easily one of the best rap albums of 2025. On the surface, the word rascal usually means something harmless, a rule breaker in a playful way, like sneaking out of the house or reaching into the cookie jar. But throughout its 11 tracks, Rascal 51 flips that on its head. Bleood embraces a darker version of the word, simply saying that if people want to see him as a bad person, fine. He doesn't care anymore. On the opening track, he talks about the isolation he felt during the controversy, and how he felt like he was pushed away from everyone, and how, after a while, he began to enjoy being alone. Even as his mental health declines, he makes it clear that he's going to live how he wants. The album is bipolar in nature, packed with aggressive and hype production and confident flows, but layered with lyrics that are genuinely sad and uncomfortable once you really listen. For me, Rascal 51 is a 10 out of 10. My favorite tracks are BPD and the opener, Fuck You Bitch, I Wanna Be Alone. Since then, Bleood has dropped a Christmas mixtape, which was pretty good. Looks like he's setting himself up for bigger performances, possibly even at Rolling Loud, with another album on the way. For Bleood, the sky really is the limit. If he keeps evolving and experimenting with new sounds, his ceiling is only going to keep rising. So if you haven't already, go support Bleood, and thank you for watching.